we get today's trading day started in Frontier Africa. This is your show. Welcome, everyone. Let's do a very quick review of yesterday's trading, the 25th of October. The Nigerian market went up roughly 0.75% thanks to the shares of Boa Cement, Nigeria's second largest cement maker, went up 10%. That lifted the industrial goods sector by about 4%. The banking sector also eked out about 0.5% in the positive reading. Those two indices lifted the market up very strong to continue the gentle upside that we saw since the start of the week on Monday. So let's get more on to the rest of the market. The BRVM down by 14 basis points. The Nairobi stock market down by 33. Egyptian market started the week on a positive reading, went up yesterday, consolidating strongly along the 10,000 corridor by another 1.5%. And the GSE also finished strongly Tuesday, 1.35% in the good reading, 65,850. Quite a number of issues, stories to look at around for today within the Frontier Africa space. So as always, we're getting started on the East Coast. Let's check with the East African headline stories this Wednesday. Kenya, higher claims, low investment costs is putting pressure on general insurers, 1.49 billion shillings. That's the latest news being reported. In the meantime, the NSSF says it raises equity by 703 million shillings in KCB shares. KCB Group is one of the national lenders in and banking and financial services group in Kenya, east of the continent, and one of the biggest in Africa, in East Africa, by the way. And the COP27 is just a couple of weeks down the road in November. So Uganda and Tanzania's oil pipeline sparks climate row. There's been a lot of issue around this multi-billion dollar project, which is caused a whole lot of issues around the climate change and the whole environment issue. The banks in Europe says they're not funding it. The FDB, Afrexim Bank in particular, and a couple of other institutions saying they're moving ahead. President Yoweri Museveni says the project is not going to stop. They will continue. It was also discussed down there at the Africa Energy Week 2022 last week in Cape Town, South Africa. This East Africa oil and gas pipeline will be a part of the key discussion for Africa in Sharm el-Sheikh in a couple of weeks. Keep that in mind. In the meantime, 15 companies listed on the NASDAQ in the United States, from Alphabet to Tesla, are now on the trading list of Merge Exchange east of the continent on the island of Seychelles. Congratulations to Merge Exchange for bringing some of the biggest names in the American companies down to the continent. Let's check in with West Africa very quickly, with Nigeria's central bank expected today to deliver a major announcement within the banking industry at 2 p.m. local time. The central bank yesterday, however, celebrated the first 365 days, which is technically 1 year of its own digital currency, which was e-Naira, about 8 billion Naira in transactions, according to the central bank governor, Godwin Emefiele, had been done within the first 1 year, onboarding roughly 1 million folks on that particular platform. In the meantime, the European Investment Bank, or the EIB, says it's looking at more expensive bond auctions by sub-Saharan African sovereigns within this year. It's already October. Number of countries are staying away from the global marketplace, no thanks to the rising dollar, the rising interest rates, rising inflation in developed economies in Europe and in the United States. So the Eurobond market is technically a no-go area for a number of frontier African markets, sovereigns as it were. The EFC, the Africa Finance Corporation, says it's closed a $389 million samurai loan facility, which was issued both in the US dollar and in the Japanese yen. That was successfully closed and was announced yesterday. And Ghana MPs says they would want President Akufo-Addo to fire the finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, because of the economic problems. The city is down in the water, inflation skyrocketing, and the cost of living generally tightening. So some of the MPs are pushing for the exit of the iconic finance minister, who has been having conversations with the IMF regarding the $3 billion funding a facility that Accra is looking to secure from Washington. All right, okay, let's get on to South Africa. Today, the midterm budget is expected to be presented by the Finance Minister of South Africa. In the meantime, PwC says the country should focus on key strategic issues that need to be done. And the whole 400 billion rand debt by Eskom is expected to feature today on this particular midterm budget. Is being watched very closely, also by the Central Bank. Reserve Bank of South Africa. The governor is asking the Ramaphosa administration to stick to fiscal deficit and budget plans and make sure that things go well. This midterm will be a major Midterm budget will be a major focus for the Ramaphosa's administration. In the meantime, the leading business indicator figure for the month of August came in, fell 2.3%. Then the IDBZ is looking to raise about $7.55 million for two key infrastructure projects. That's the development bank in Zimbabwe. In the meantime, the FBC Bank of Zimbabwe says it's partnering with MasterCard to develop what we call digital offer. Great. Let's check with North Africa, just where it all started. That's we'll go to the northern part of the continent to sum it up this morning, because Singapore is in talks with Morocco to buy carbon credits and help the North African country meet its climate goals ahead of COP27 with a good guy around the table in Sharm el-Sheikh. The UAE and Egypt says their trade exchange totaled around $247.6 billion over a 22-year period, while Egypt is planning to cut deficit to about 4% and trims the country's debt to about 72% of the GDP over a 5-year period under President al-Sisi. Morocco is looking to acquire Africa's first green hydrogen plant, and that will be another game changer for this North Africa's gas-rich economy. That's your Frontier Open Bell this Wednesday. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you next time. Go on our social media, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can watch the show again on our YouTube. You can subscribe. It is free, Frontier Africa Repost, and go to www.frontierafricarepost.com for more. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone.